Thanks for joining. Uh, Today is day number 3 related to our automation journey, Python programming. And today, whatever we have done, whatever lab we have done in previous session related to integer, boolean, float, etc., we are going to add one more example in that. So we are not going to learn some new thing today, but one extra example we are going to discuss to understand that whatever we have learned in previous session, we know that thing. So what I'm doing is just let me go and start. I need one switch where I can log in and check the output related to source CDP neighbor. And then that show CDP neighbor output, I want to convert into simple Python program. Okay, so let me log into one of the switch, but first of all, I need to start that. So let me see where it is. My lab. Let me check if I can start. I'm trying to start one of the router. Once it will get started, I will push here to this screen. Mhm. One second. Okay. So I have one router you can see in screen, and if you do show CDP neighbor. So in this output, you will see I don't have any other routers connected to this router, but you will see that it will tell you the device ID, the local interface, hold time, capability platform, etc., etc. Right now,
Okay.
if I have to go and split device and ID into two different separate entity, local and interface into two separate entity, right? Then we can take device ID. So you can see here that, for example, say example equal to device and ID, right? Now I want device to separate and ID to separate. How I can do? What is the example device ID? I want to separate device and I want to separate ID. So if I do example, let me show you this thing. It's very interesting. Example 0 colon, but 0 colon means everything is starting from 0 and going to end, but it should be end to C, right? So starting from 0 and it will end to uh, CE, right? And then ID. So what we can do? Tell me that. You got my query?
Still watching.
Yeah. So I want to break this number of string into two part, device in different part and ID in different part. How we can do
Okay.
that? How we
Cats
can
not
split?
used. I don't know.
Okay. So we have multiple options here. We can use different type of Python functions as well. Like, split function is there, other function is there, but just use this logic like, you know, starting, I want to print from 0 to this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to 5. I just wanted to print from 0 to 5. So you see this thing. Starting from 0, go to 5, right? Oops. So actually, this is if I go and
6.
6. See? But I just wanted to print this. So why not I can do one thing here, that I will use some trick here. Say part 1 equal to example 0 to 6, right? And then part 2 equal to, what will be part 2? Say example
Example 7 to something.
uh, 6 and onwards, right? Now if I print part 1 and if I print part 2, even I can see that I have added some space as well. So if part 2
Yeah.
is something 7, you're right, something after 7. And if
Yeah.
you print part 2, so you can only ID, and part 1, you can see how we can split
Mhm.
this. So now we have some formula that can be utilized within the program. We can go and utilize these type of things within the program, right, to work. You're able to follow up to this point?
Yes, very well.
Great. So now we can figure out that what is integer, float, boolean is true, false, a string, right? Okay, so actually in future you will come to know, while we will move to that exact portion that where we have the string function. So there I'm going to use some, I will show you some inbuilt Python packages are there, some functions are there that can strip the function, that can append something, that can break something, you know. So uh, you can have your number that you can split. So for example, example is example. So again, if I go and check example is device ID, if I do say example dot split, and we want to split this, and it is splitted. So now actually it is converted into the this is a little bit complicated. We can discuss this later on. I'll not go in that complication now. We will go slowly. We'll move slowly. So I'll follow this document because this document is a step by step. Okay. This is a step by step document. So I will follow this. So we'll not break any sequence. We'll go slowly and understand each and everything. Okay. So what we have done, that we try to understand the usefulness of the string and the integer.
Integer.
Now, one interesting thing here is this. Suppose I have one example 2. Example 2 equals to, if I something put, if I put 100 into double quotes or maybe single quote, both are almost same thing. And now if you print example 2, see, oops, sorry, example, yeah, whatever the typo mistake is there, but you can see that what it is telling. Example 2, you want to do, oh, sorry for that. The example 2. So now you will see that this is 100, but this 100 is not what? This is not integer.
Defined.
This is type a string. Why? Because even if you have to assign this integer within quote, it will become a string.
How would you assign it and make it a string?
See, if example 3 equal to 100 without quotes, so this example 3 will be class integer. But if you put
But
quotes, so this will become a string, right?
okay.
So these are the very basic programming things are there. And then what we have done last time, that you can watch the recording. that we created one program where we have defined these things. Then we have used this print statement. Actually, I built the entire program from scratch. So if you watch the recording, you'll understand how to build this 20-line program from nowhere. Okay. And if you go and run this, to run this program, you need to this Python exe day one. So this is all the print statements with collection of variables. So whenever you have this parenthesis within that, everything is coming with the variable. We are printing the variable. So just watch that recording and then come back. So today's
Okay.
recording, first watch today's recording and then yesterday recording, and then uh, let's connect on Friday. So we'll continue.
Okay.